I've been asked to tell you about a situation when I gave some advice and the person didn't like it at first. And the situation which I can't help telling you about is when I encouraged my bosom friend Gleb to start going to the gym and completely change his diet. So, without further ado, let me start the ball rolling. Actually, it must have been around 3 months ago when I first brought this up. Gleb is a busy office worker with a jam-packed schedule. He's busy as a bee and constantly claims that he doesn't have a minute to spare. Hardly had I mentioned the idea of losing weight and boosting his stamina when he looked at me as if I had suggested something utterly outrageous. Little did I know that my well-meant advice would initially be met with such resistance. What I wanted him to do was fairly straightforward: incorporate CV exercise, cardiovascular exercise, such as treadmill workouts, stair steppers, and rowers, alongside push ups, sit ups, squats, and lunges, in order to reduce his subcutaneous fat deposits and improve his overall stamina. Not only did I encourage him to work out 3 times a week, but I also urged him to fix his diet. Instead of shelling out for food delivery every single evening, which was frankly speaking daylight robbery and it cost him an arm and a leg, I suggested that he switch to lentils, zucchini, aubergines, and lean meat such as venison, veal, or mutton as a proper source of protein. His initial reaction was rather predictable. He argued that gym memberships cost a pretty penny and that personal trainers charge extortionate prices. What made matters worse was the fact that he hated the idea of spending even more time outside after work. He would often get stuck in stop and go bumper to bumper traffic, and there was no end in sight in those traffic jams. By the time he got home, either packed like sardines or on a bus, or exhausted from driving, he was in no mood for exercise. It was then that I proposed a micro plan, which, as you might have already guessed, changed everything. I told him to walk home instead of driving. Having left the hustle and bustle of the city center, he could saunter through a nearby park surrounded by coniferous and deciduous trees, such as pine trees, birches, and even oak trees with acorns scattered around them. I explained that this would help him unwind and recharge his batteries. It's like a system reboot. After that, a short 20-minute workout would be a piece of cake rather than a daunting task. If I hadn't changed his routine, he would have remained constantly stressed and overweight. Had I not insisted, albeit gently, he might have never realized how manageable the whole process actually was. To cut a long story short, after a few weeks, he began to notice tangible results. He lost weight, felt more energetic, and most importantly, he was over the moon with his progress.